So recently, Rockstar Games released the long-awaited casino DLC for GTA Online. You would think after a 5-year-long wait, players would absolutely love the DLC. I mean, we had multiple YouTubers speculating about this for years, making careers on YouTube by clickbaiting just the idea of a casino in GTA Online for months on end. People looking into game code for leftovers on GTA forums, trying to find any images or leftover code referencing the casino, any little bits of information to reference a casino being in the game at one point. The community literally asked Rockstar for this since GTA Online launched back in 2013, and now that it's out, the community didn't really like it. In fact, they hated it.
Can exchange real world money for in-game money and then exchange that money for chips and gamble into a casino, but
why is this even an option in the first place?
If you want, you can be a chronic gambler. This stuff is very clearly trying to get people addicted. They're not even trying to hide it anymore.
This is an in-game casino in a AAA game in 2019 that you can use real-world money in to gamble to get virtual items.
I'm not the type of person to spend money on microtransactions. Actually, believe it or not, this is my first time ever buying a shark card, and I've played this game since launch in October 2013. But I really don't see a problem with buying a shark card to gamble in the casino. And yes, you can purchase casino chips using cash from shark cards. Although in my testing of what I've seen on Reddit and everywhere else, this is region specific. A lot of the world can't even use the casino outside of buying a penthouse and doing the missions due to gambling laws in their countries, which is kind of stupid on Rockstar's end. Why would you spend months working on a DLC if you knew a large chunk of your player base can't even play it? Well, money is the answer, obviously. Rockstar's inflated prices and paywalls of content started years ago. The biggest example I can remember being the gun running DLC. Now, I don't think microtransactions are all bad. If it only awards cosmetic items and nothing else to ruin the balance of the game and make it pay to win, I literally don't care. As far back as I can remember, the hate on microtransactions started when the whole CS Lotto scandal began, and H3H3 made their video about it. For those of you that don't remember or don't even know, these two bad actors opened a CSGO gambling site and made videos about it pretending to be a visitor to the site to entice their viewers to go spend money there. The problem with this is they never disclosed that they actually own the site, and since they fucking own the site, they could have just messed with the odds of winning to falsify their videos, making people go there thinking they can win thousands of dollars. Anyways, it was a big stink in the community at the time, and everyone was making a video on these guys. And that scandal started a snowball effect that ended up leading to politicians trying to straight up ban microtransactions and loot boxes in video games.
This game is a Star Wars themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money. It's a trap.
Now when it comes to games like CSGO where everything's cosmetic and it's only skins or knives and it literally doesn't make any impact to the competitive scene or the gameplay, I don't care. But then when you have other games like for instance Advanced Warfare adding overpowered weapons that can only be gained by using their loot box system and basically made all of online pay to win, that's when I stopped playing. So that brings us back to GTA Online. If you guys have watched any of my older videos, I'm sure that you're aware I'm not really that fond of shark cards and I've given Rockstar Games a lot of shit in the past. And I don't like to complain just to be the guy that complains about everything and hates on everything mainstream. I'm not that guy. And I really don't like what Rockstar's done with GTA Online's DLC since 2015. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of content is quality content, and I love that it's free and they don't charge you to get it. But for instance, when gun running came out, they introduced a research feature that locked away overpowered weapons that literally ruined GTA Online's gameplay forever and made it completely unbalanced. But wait a minute, Gypsy, you can actually get these weapons without buying a shark card, and you said you don't care as long as it doesn't make the game pay to win, so why would you have a problem with that, you hypocrite? Well, you see, by this point in GTA Online, the prices of everything were inflated massively while the payouts of missions and heists never really changed.
Oh my fucking god!
For instance, if you wanted to buy the Oppressor, a flying bike with homing rockets that was very overpowered, it costed $3.5 million. The fastest legit money-making method at the time without using mods or glitches was doing the Pacific Standard heist, and assuming you played on hard, took the fastest routes, didn't lose any of the cash, which was very easy because if you just got shot or took any damage at all, you'd lose cash, and you split the take equally between your 3 other crew members so no one got stiffed on pay, everyone would come out with around like $400,000 profit. I think the host would have like $400,000 profit, and the crew members would have like $380,000 profit. And using the fastest routes at the time would take around an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to complete.
Rest in peace, my nigga!
Meaning you would have to complete this heist 9 times at an hour each replay just to afford this one bike. And on top of that, the bike was still locked behind a paywall. You had to own a bunker which cost like $2 million, and then buy an MOC to customize the bike which costed another $1.5 million. And after all of that, you still had to use the research system to unlock the actual upgrades that make the vehicle useful, like, you know, I don't know, the rockets, So you just spent 3.5 million on this bike, and you have to spend another 3.5 million on the paywalls. And this is just for one vehicle. There was a total of 19 vehicles added in gun running, and only 4 of them were non-weaponized vehicles. Everything in this update was behind a massive paywall, and if you didn't cough up the dough or have a large sum of money saved up before the update, you would get shit on by a kid with his mom's credit card or a kid that abused money glitches. Anyways, my point is, when overpowered weapons was locked to an in-game paywall, nobody really cared. I made multiple videos complaining about it, and people just told me I was wrong and to do glitches. And to this day, I still don't even have everything unlocked from a DLC that came out nearly 2 years ago, because I can't be asked to sit there and wait for the research and keep refilling my supplies or spend all of my money to fast track the research. So now the casino DLC comes out, and it turns out there's not a bunch of weaponized vehicles, overpowered weapons, ruining the balance yet again. In fact, there's only one weaponized vehicle, and it's not even overpowered. There isn't a paywall to get into the casino besides a one-time fee of $500, and that's hardly a paywall. And believe it or not, the odds of winning money is really good in the casino if you know what you're doing. If you play poker or blackjack, there are methods you can use to win millions of dollars. They even give you a free spin every 48 minutes on this giant wheel where you can win money or RP or even a car. Even the new car that just came out in the game that's like millions of dollars, you can win it off this wheel. And somehow, some way, this update had a weird effect of making sure all the tryhards and griefers are in the casino. Like, you don't see oppressors driving around anymore, or jets. Meaning you can actually get some work done in free mode without some asshole and oppressor destroying 3 hours of work filling up your warehouse with crates or doing import-export or whatever you're doing. This update not only brought peace back to GTA Online, although I don't know exactly how long that'll last, but you can also make a lot of money without really working for it. Yet everyone's biggest complaint is the casino itself, and I just don't see why. Okay, so you believe it's grooming your child to grow up with a gambling addiction. Newsflash, idiot. Gambling has been in your child's mobile games for years now, and this is an 18+ game. If you think your small child's become addicted to gambling, then don't let them play a game that's rated M on an account that has your credit card linked to it.
Fuck off, Gypsy.
And who cares if you can use real money to buy chips in the game? You can't convert them back to real cash, and the player will end up doing the same thing with his winnings that he would do if he just bought the shark card in the first place and used it to buy vehicles. The only thing I can see players legitimately complaining about is Rockstar releasing this DLC having previous knowledge that not everyone will be able to actually play it and enjoy it, and the missions being locked behind a paywall of buying a penthouse. If you guys want to make an actual difference, you can. If you hate what they're doing with this game, there's a very simple way to force their hand. Stop playing the game. Stop buying shark cards every time an overpriced DLC comes out. Voice your opinions. But you won't. You fucking won't. You could have complained about Rockstar gouging their players with inflated prices. You could have complained about Rockstar ruining the balance of free mode with weaponized vehicles and explosive rounds. You could have complained about Rockstar abandoning the dark criminal underworld story and jeopardizing it by turning the game into a ripoff of Saints Row 4. You could have complained about Rockstar not patching any game-breaking bugs except the ones that costed them shark card sales. You could have complained about Rockstar straight up abandoning single player and not updating it or letting you drive any of the new vehicles like they used to. You could have complained about Rockstar abandoning the promised single-player DLCs and reusing them to make shittier versions of them for GTA Online's DLC. You could have complained about the content creator being neglected and staying in beta for like 3 years. You could have complained about Rockstar doing absolutely nothing to stop the hacking situation on PC. You could have complained about all of these things that ruined your game and gouged your community for every dollar possible. But you didn't. You didn't even care. And now when Rockstar actually does something to fix these things, like fixing passive mode and release a DLC that's actually not that bad, you guys go completely fucking crazy. You guys don't even know what you want. If you guys talked about the real issues all these years, maybe the game's online actually wouldn't be a joke and wouldn't be a copy of Saints Row 4.
That's fucking disrespectful to me, you motherfucker!
Look, GTA 4's multiplayer might have been very simple, and it might have gotten boring after a while. It might not have had a lot of replayability to some people, but at least that game went out with its dignity. That game's multiplayer didn't die with flying bikes going everywhere and explosive rounds and all of this shit from a game like copied from Saints Row 4, a game which actually started off by copying Grand Theft Auto. But after you guys supported every stupid decision by Rockstar when they gouged their players and inflated the prices, you guys still played the game, you still spent hundreds of dollars on shark cards, you didn't care, and then on top of that, you guys have been asking for a casino DLC in GTA Online since the game came out, and then when they finally listen to the community and give them what they want, you fucking complain about it. Because you guys never voice your opinions on the things that matters. You guys only focus on stupid shit, and then when they give you what you ask for, you complain about it. If you want a change, vote with your wallets and stop buying shark cards.